Happy Tuesday, y'all. Invite some people real quick. Stop it. Okay. Whew. So, this is something that I talked to my team about a lot. I'm going to go like a little bit more in depth with it today. And I wanted to share it with y'all because I feel like this helps me a lot. When I'm planning my content and creating my content and stuff like that. If you have any questions throughout the video, feel free to drop them in the comments. Hey, April. And if you're rewatching this, put replay in the comments. So I'm just going to kind of talk about how I plan my business post, my lifestyle post, my business product lifestyle post, and kind of how I create my content, how I make sure I'm staying on top of being consistent. Please ignore the freaking flies flying around me. And my kid is standing here too, so she starts acting obnoxious. Give me that, P. Just excuse me for a second. I'll figure it. Okay, so we have a couple people on now. So, and my phone might die too while we're on here. Hopefully not. Okay, so I'm going to start by talking about business posting. Like I said, this is something that will help you stay consistent and make sure that you always have good quality content. That way you're not just like throwing posts up, because you are busy and running around or whatever. Like if you're working a full-time job, making sure you always have good quality content to put out there, even if you're just working on breaks and in between driving home and picking up the kids and putting your kids to bed and all that stuff. So, what I started doing is literally writing down a list of, topics that I want to, write a business post about. So, at the beginning of every month, or, the last day of the month, I'll plan out my post for the next month, the whole month. And, the reason I do this is so that I don't have writer's block. Like, if I need to write a business post today, I can look at my list, and I can be like, okay, I haven't posted about this month yet, so I can write a business... I can write a business post about this now, or today, and that way, if it's a spur of the moment, sometimes you're like, okay, I need to make a business post, but I have no idea what I should make it about, and you're like, for some reason, you just can't think of anything good to write about, and you don't want to, talk about gas 5 times in a month. So, that's what I started doing. So, I'm going to actually go over my list. This was a list from a couple months ago, but for the most part, every month, it's the same thing. Hey, girls. Like I said, this was a couple months ago, but the things that I was talking about, I actually wrote down 26 things, which you don't always need that many business posts in a month unless you're writing a business post every single day. But that way I gave myself a couple extra options of things to post. I was like, what the heck is that? Stop! Y'all. She is driving me nuts. No, ma'am. Okay. So, one thing was getting a $2,000 raise that month, going triple, paying all bills at the beginning of the month, staying at home with my girls, working from wherever. Hey, Amy. So, if I was working from the pool, or if I took the kids to the library and I'm working from the library, or working from the park with the kids, or going to the doctor's office and working from the doctor's office, whatever, wherever you're at, that's an easy post for any day, is just literally talking about where you're working from. A good way to talk about that too is if you sign up a loyal customer, get the loyal customer email and put it on top of a selfie or a picture of wherever you're at. Even at the beach, normally when I go to the beach, I'm always talking about working from the beach and how easy it is to take my business wherever I go, and how even when I'm on vacation I can work and it doesn't really feel like work. Buying groceries on debit instead of food stamps. Getting a full tank of gas, stop it! Oh my goodness, y'all. Something I always talk about is getting a full tank of gas, because before I started this business, no joke, I would put $5 in my gas tank, and I ran out of gas like weekly. I would get stuck on the side of the highway, and somebody in my family would have to come bring me gas because I was always running out of gas because I never had money to put a full tank of gas. So that's something I talk about all the time, because I know I'm not the only person in America that struggled with that. Paying for Bella's dance tuition. It's not a lot, but it was more than I could afford before this business. So that's something I talk about at least once a month. When I go shopping, I can take a picture of the stuff I buy, or being at the store, or putting it on my Instagram story or whatever. I always talk about when I'm going shopping. That month I was taking Jared on a date night. He actually got a promotion that month, so that was something that I talked about. I always post my story once a month, which is basically, I'm sure we have a file or a video on posting your story in this team page. But basically your story is talking about where you were before this business, why you decided to join the business, and what the business has done or is doing for you, and where you're going with the business. And you can look at top leaders' pages, and you'll more than likely see their story on every single one of their pages. Taking my family to Disney. It's not something I was doing that month, but I am talking about how it is a dream of mine, it is a goal of mine, and I will be taking my family to Disney this year. Something else you can post about, this is really good if you're newer to the business, is sharing somebody else's story. And this was something that really helped me a lot in the beginning. When you first start out, you don't feel like you have a great story, which is BS. We all have a good story, no matter how, long you've been in the business. Even if you started, 2 weeks ago, you can still have a story, and it can be a good story. But you can also post about Katie's story, Brittany's story, my story, Ashley's story, like whoever's story. You can still, like, if they post it and you like the story and you like, hearing about what the business has done for them, then, one second. It's a little glass cup, and I do not want her to bust it on the concrete. So you can, literally go to their page and copy and paste their story and take their picture. And this is one situation where it is okay to copy and paste, because you don't want to rewrite their story. That would be kind of weird. But what you can do is at the beginning of the post say, "Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for my friend Ashley. This business has done so much for her, and I love hearing her story. I feel like this can touch a lot of other people as well." And literally something simple like that, and then put in quotations their word for word story and put their picture. I've seen a lot of people doing this also with Cheyenne Knox, because she's so young. If you're younger or you're in college or whatever, you can share Cheyenne Knox's story. I think we have a few on the team as well, kind of in the same situation. Caitlin doesn't have kids either. And so you can share their stories, and I saw people sharing Cheyenne's story about how she bought a Suburban or a Tahoe or something, and she already has paid it off. She paid it off in 3 months. So that's a good thing to post about. Something I talk about every month is how far I am for my promotion. If I'm not going for a promotion, how far I am for my raise that I'm giving myself that month. I always talk about getting paid on the 15th. I always make a post about getting paid on the 15th. I always talk about prelims getting posted on the 8th. I always talk about weekly bonuses. Every single time I get a weekly bonus, I make a post about it. Paying off debt. I'm working on paying off debt, so I talk about that. And you can, like I said earlier, you can always post when you get a loyal customer or a distributor. Take the emails, put it on top of a picture, and talk about where you're working from, or helping that person, or what they got started with, or whatever. I always, every month, all the time, talk about being at home and working at home for my girls, and how they don't have to go to daycare. Obviously, if you're not a stay-at-home mom, you can't post that, but if you are a stay-at-home mom, you can talk about that. Even if you're not making hundreds or thousands of dollars with the business, you can talk about how you're a stay-at-home mom, and you're so thankful for this business making it possible for you to be able to stay at home with your kids, and how this is going to help you so much with, relieving some of the financial burden of your husband or whatever. Stop it. Thanks, Brielle. Stop it. Home decor, kind of the same thing as shopping. If I buy new home decor, talk about that, building my savings account, and also shouting out girls on your team who are promoting. That is a huge one because people want to see that you know how to help people promote and you know how to help people make money. So anytime you have girls on your team promoting, and it doesn't, even if you don't have a team yet, you can always shout out a sideline sister or an upline. Like if your upline is promoting, you don't have to say like, oh my gosh, I'm so happy I'm helping her promote. You don't have to say something like that, but you can be like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited for my friend Ashley who's going triple diamond this month. She's going to be making this much money. It's going to help her with X, Y, and Z, and like shouting out somebody on the team. So you can always do that if you're new also. So those were some of the things that I posted about a couple months ago. Like I said, for the most part, every single month, I'm talking about basically the same things. If we're doing something special, like last weekend we went to Tweetsie Railroad, which if you're not local, you probably have no idea what that is, but it's like a theme park, like a Wild Wild West theme park, basically. And so I talked about, the whole time I was there, I talked about how I loved that I was able to, we were like able to pick up and leave and go on vacation, and we were able to afford it, and just, I didn't have to ask off for a boss, blah, blah, blah. Like all the little things, and you really need to start thinking about, like whatever you're doing that day, like how can you relate that to the business? Like is the business helping you pay for it? Is it helping you because you have extra free time with your kids now? You know, even if a lot of the girls that started on my team, they like to talk about how much confidence they've grown since they've started the business, which a lot of the time has to do because of self-development. You're about to go to your crib. Stop. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna lose it. So yeah, always think about what you're doing and how you can relate the business to it. Don't lie. We never ask you to lie about anything, but you can always, for the most part, relate stuff back to the business, like getting gas. Even if you only got a $15 paycheck this month, $15 can go toward gas. So, so what else I do along with this is I write this at the beginning of the month, like I said. Sorry, y'all. And then normally what I do is, like, tonight I will, when the kids go to bed and I can actually think, because, you know, I can't think right now with these heathens, I will write my post for tomorrow. So I'll look at this post, and like sometimes it depends on what I'm doing tomorrow. So say I'm taking the kids to the park tomorrow, I can talk about working from the park and take a picture of the girls at the park tomorrow, and I can write a business post about being able to work from the park tomorrow. So I will go ahead and write the post tonight, and then I'll take the picture tomorrow, like I said, when we're at the park, and then that way I'll just put up the post when we're actually at the park or when we leave the park or whatever. So that way I'm not, again, this would really help if you're working full time, because if you write it at night before you go to bed, when you're laying in bed, write it tonight, and then you have it to post tomorrow, and you can post it on your lunch break. So, because I feel like most of us were working full time when we started. I know I was, and I was 4 months pregnant, and I had a 18-month-old toddler. So, these are little things that will help with time management a lot, and you can't, you know, have the excuse, well, I'm always at work, I don't have time to do this or that, because you can do it at night before, you know, when you're at home and you're not at work, because that's kind of one thing, like, you can add and you can interact and stuff when you're at work, like, if you go run to the break room real quick and get, like, a couple comments up, or, like, add a couple people, you can do that at work, but you can't really write a whole post if you're sneaking back to the break room and getting on your phone. You just kind of need something already ready to just go ahead and slap up on your wall. You're welcome, Amy. So that's what I do for business posting. I don't really need to write this down, but I did write this down this month just because I love writing things down and I love seeing things on paper. So I, like, literally this whole notebook is, like, full of just notes. Stop! Now! So, what I was doing this month for product posting, and this is what I do pretty much all the time, I pick 4 products, like, at the most, if not, like, 3 or 4 products for the month that I'm going to be using myself, that I'm going to be obsessed with, that I do love, and that I'm going to be talking about the whole month. I don't try to talk about every single product that we have the whole month, because I don't know if you've heard this, but like, think about when you're watching a commercial. The first time you see a commercial for, like, let's just say OxyClean, because that's the first thing that came to my mind. Say you see a commercial for OxyClean. The first time you see the commercial, you're probably not going to go out and buy it. The second time you see the commercial, you probably aren't going to go out and buy it. The third time you see the commercial, you might start thinking, okay, that actually might work for that tough stain that I have on my clothes. And then the fourth time you see the commercial, like, it's in your head some more, and you're actually thinking about it. And, like, the fifth time you see the commercial, you might actually go out and buy it because it's stuck in your head. You've been thinking about it. You're thinking about how it's going to help you, and you're relating it to your life. That commercial has been repetitive, and it's in your head. So to kind of think about it as the same thing. We never want to be an ad or a commercial, but it's kind of the same concept. Like, if you're talking about, like, say keto coffee, you're talking about keto coffee all this week, every other day this week, that means they're going to see that post like 4 times this week, and so they're probably not going to hit you up and buy it the first day. They're probably not going to do it the second day, but on the third day they might start thinking about it, and the fourth time that you post it and you open up spots, they're going to be like, okay, you know what, I probably do actually need that. I need to lose 10 pounds. So kind of think about it the same way, whereas like if you're posting a different product every single day, they're not seeing enough about that product. They don't know enough about it to want it or to like message you, because people are weird about messaging you first anyways. But if you're like really grabbing their attention and you're showing different results and you're showing different ways that you're using it and different things that it's doing for you, they're more likely to hit you up or to like the post or comment on the post or whatever. So this month I had picked the cleanse, the coffee, Thermophytex, and hair, skin, and nails, and collagen. I always do hair, skin, and nails and collagen together now. Obviously more BB. So what I do normally is, like I said, I post about it for a whole week. Let me know if y'all are having trouble hearing me. Okay, so that's what I'm going to talk to you about now. And I am making a post a little bit later. I've already written it. That's going to kind of help with how to make a post as well. So what I do is, if I'm picking 4 products, that means I can post about each product for a week. So for example, the cleanse, and I just did this in my story last week, but you can do this as post also, so like for Facebook. So what you do is, on the first day of your cleanse, or you can do it the day before your cleanse, whatever, take a picture with your cleanse and say, I'm so excited to start my 2-day cleanse. I've been feeling so bloated and fatigued lately, and I know this is going to reset my body and kind of flush out my system. I love that it's only 2 days and I can eat on it. Literally just take a picture, a cute selfie with the cleanse, and say that. Talk about how you're using it, what it's doing for you, why you're using it. You can talk about whatever benefits you're using it for. Obviously, it can be jump-starting weight loss if you're about to start working out and losing weight. If your skin's breaking out, you can talk about how your skin is going crazy and nuts because of whatever, and you want to cleanse your system so that you can clear up your breakouts. So that's the first day. On the second day, update them on your cleanse. On the second day, take another selfie with the cleanse, or take a picture of the cleanse with your food or whatever. Like, obviously, a clean, healthy meal. Don't, like, have, like, a fried chicken platter in front of you. And then the second day, take a picture of the cleanse. Talk about how it's your second day of the cleanse. You only have 1 day left, and you're already feeling so much better, and you've already lost 2 pounds. And talk about how you're so glad you haven't been stuck in the bathroom all day. Second day, and that's you talking about the cleanse. That's you with the product, and you're talking about your results. So then on the third day, you can either post somebody else's results, or you have your own results now. You want to make sure that you're always, when you're talking about these products, especially like the cleanse and the wraps and like stuff that you can get quick results with, always take a before picture and always take an after picture. And then that way on the third day, you can either post somebody else's results and just say, like, literally, this is when you can say, oh my gosh, look at my friend Ashley's results from the 2-day cleanse, and then put like a emoji pointing down, and then put the results in the comments. Because you've already talked about the cleanse and what it does, and you've showed yourself with it, so now you can post a status like that about the cleanse. Or you can post your own results, and when they're your own results, you don't have to put the results in the comments. You can just literally put the results in the post and talk about, oh my gosh, I feel so much better now that I've reset my body with this 2-day cleanse. I'm less bloated, my skin has cleared up, and I've lost 4 pounds from it, and I'm so excited for this weight loss journey now. Whatever. now you have your own results. People are going to trust you so much more when you have your own results and you've already been talking about it. So not only are they interested because you're talking about something that they have a problem with, now they actually see the results and it's you, so they believe you, and they might be more interested. Okay, at this point, you're showing your results. You can either open up product model spots when you're showing your results, or you can leave it just as results, and the next day you can take a picture with your cleanse again and say, I'm opening up 3 spots to be a product tester for my 2-day cleanse, clearance pricing, blah, blah, blah. So don't make every single post a call to action. Literally talk about the product, what it's doing for you, why you're using it, take a picture with it. Something that I do is say this is the cleanse bottle. Say this is the front of the bottle. It says It Works Cleanse. I take the picture like this, and the back of the bottle is black. So they have no idea what cleanse I'm using, and they have to message me and ask me what I'm using. That is just a quick tip that I do. And then you basically do that with every single product. So not every single post is a call to action. It's just you talking about you using it. Just you showing you using it, why you love it, what it's doing for you. And you can do that every week. So the cleanse, and then the next week can be the coffee doing the same thing. Thermify X doing the same thing. And Hair, Skin, and Nails Collagen the last week doing the same thing. And like I said, you want to pick products that you are actually going to use, that you're actually loving, that you actually want to get results with. Obviously if you're pregnant, you can't use the Thermify X. So, for example, when I was pregnant, I love talking about this because I was 4 months pregnant when I started the business. So it's 100% possible. I went Ruby, I think, when I was like 9 months pregnant. So if you're pregnant, I use the shake, which we don't have anymore, but you can use BFF. Well, I don't know if it's been confirmed by doctors, but it's a protein shake. I used Berry Greens. Stop. I used Stretch Mark cream. I sold the heck out of some Stretch Mark cream. I sold like 4 or 5 tubes at least every single month while I was pregnant. And I used skincare. So what was I saying? So you can do this if you're pregnant too, but just pick products that you're going to use and that you can get results with, that you love, all that stuff. With lifestyle, do y'all have any questions about product posting? I feel like I've forgotten something, so let me know if you have any questions about that. But that's how I plan my product post. I feel like that's so simple to just, and you can do it. You don't have to do 4 days of that product. You can do 3 days of that product. And you don't have to post about the product every single day. You can do business post one day, product post the next day, business post the next day, product post the next day. Can you please move? Move. So like say you can post about the cleanse Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and then open up your spots on Friday. Stop. No, ma'am. You're fine. Okay. I don't know why I thought this was a good idea to do it with her. So, I do post on my Instagram story when I'm working, like, product posting I mostly do on my stories. And I also like it because I can talk in my stories versus just making a post. I would rather go live or talk on my stories over actually making a post. But if you're working Facebook, then you want to make these product posts as a post. If that makes sense. So if you're just working Facebook, make sure that you're making these posts. If you're just working Instagram, you can still make them posts, but the reason I don't do as many product posts is because I don't want somebody clicking on my profile on Instagram and seeing that I work for an MLM and I'm with It Works. I do a lot of curiosity marketing, meaning, like I said before, I take a picture of the back of the bottle so that they have no idea what I'm drinking, and they have to ask me what I'm using if they want to know. And I do the same thing. Nobody knows what I do for work. I never say I do It Works. I never say I sell health and wellness products. Nothing like that. Like, I leave it very open. You're welcome. Okay, so then for lifestyle posting, lifestyle is like really easy. Really, like I said, I just think about what I'm doing today or tomorrow. Like for example, today, oh my gosh, y'all. Yeah, definitely do both. If you're working both, definitely do post on Facebook and story on IG. Stop. I'm about to put you in your crib. Lifestyle, like for example today, my business post today is going to be talking about paying for my daughter's tuition for dance because she has recital rehearsal tonight. So I'm taking advantage of what I'm doing today and making it into a business post. But if I wasn't making that into a business post, then I would still take a picture of her at her recital rehearsal and talk about being at her recital rehearsal and how I'm just hanging out with the girls at the whatever the heck it's called, theater, whatever it's called. So still just updating with what you're doing. And like, I don't know what we're doing tomorrow. I might take the kids to the library for story time or something. So like a lifestyle post tomorrow can just be, it's literally whatever you're doing. And even if you're just going to work, like you still can post throughout the day. Like obviously you have to figure out times to post when you're at work. You can't be on your phone all day at work, obviously. But like get ready before work, because for one, you'll feel better. You don't have to get ready every day. I know, well, most days I did because I worked in a salon, but not everybody gets ready every day. Or you might not have time, whatever, but like get ready tomorrow and take a selfie on the way to work and just post a selfie. Interaction posts are really good for a lifestyle post. Like I did one the other day. Penelope's 19 months old now, and that was about the time we moved Bella to a toddler bed, but Penelope is nowhere near ready. So that was just something, obviously I know she's nowhere near ready, but I did do an interactive post, and I just literally asked, mamas, when did you move your toddler to a toddler, or your babies to a toddler bed? I feel like Penelope's not ready, but she's 19 months old, whatever. And I got a lot of interaction on that. Other posts that get a lot of interaction are like, what's your favorite foundation? What's your favorite mascara? Obviously be careful with those, because always, oh my gosh, get off the table. There's always like unique girls and stuff like that that comment on those posts. So if you want to deal with that, it's whatever. And you know, just questions, just ask questions. Even if you already know, like for example, last year we were getting family pictures done, and I could not decide for the life of me what dress I wanted to pick. And I had like 4 dresses, and I posted a status with the 4 dresses, and I said, which one do y'all think I should buy for our photo shoot? It's a family photo shoot. We're going to the barn to take the pictures, blah, blah, blah. And I had so much interaction on that. And that's also a good interaction post for your Instagram stories. Just put a poll so that they can vote on which dress. But yeah, lifestyle is basically, like I said, think about what you're doing tomorrow. Even if you're going to work, you can take a picture at work and say, you know, chilling at work, I don't know, whatever, but like just don't overthink it. It's really not that hard. Literally just talk about what you're doing. Even if you're a stay-at-home mom and y'all stay home every day, I mean, we don't go out and do stuff every single day, so you can take a picture with your children in the morning and talk about how you're eating breakfast with them, or you can talk about how y'all are watching cartoons, or you're watching the new Aladdin movie at home, whatever. Just don't overthink it and just talk about what you're doing. It doesn't have to be something super crazy, exciting, expensive, any of that. So I hope this helped. I think that's all I had to say. I didn't take notes, so who knows, I'll probably think of something later. But if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Like I said, share this with your teams, and comment replay if you are watching this for the second time, if you have them. Otherwise, I'm hopping off and I can answer them later. Have a great day.